Oh, baby. Soul Strategies. Soul Strategies. Great company. Today we're going to talk about why Soul Strategies is a publicly traded Canadian company headquartered in Toronto. It trades under HODL.CN on the Canadian stock market and under STKE on the NASDAQ for our American friends. Today, we'll be discussing why Soul Strategies is a slept-on Solana ecosystem giant and why it makes up one of my biggest crypto treasury stock positions. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Patrick. I've been an investor for over a decade, options trader and crypto investor for 7 years. I've grown my portfolio to over $250,000 and I run Apex Wealth Collective, a school community for investors where you can follow my portfolio journey, see all of my buys and sells as soon as I make them, and get access to deeper and more frequent market analysis. Also get access to all of my YouTube content early and get your questions included in any future Q&A videos. Link is in the description below. Now, Soul Strategies specializes in investing not just in Solana itself, but in the growing ecosystem that Solana provides via its blockchain. Often called the MicroStrategy of Solana, the company focuses on accumulating SOL, which is Solana's native token, as a treasury asset while operating a high-performance community of validators to support not only the network security, but also its scalability through staking, which it earns a yield on. Now, the company was founded in 2002 as Cypherpunk Holdings, Inc., and it rebranded into Soul Strategies in 2024 to pivot towards this Solana-focused strategy under then CEO Leah Wald. The company currently holds many high-profile partnerships, which is a big plus, like being ARK Invest's Solana staking provider, the SOL validator set for Solana mobile wallets wanting to stake their SOL, and, as of recently, being one of the selected validators for the up-and-coming staking Solana ETFs to hit the US markets, like 3iQ, Revolution, and most notably, VanEck, and massive crypto exchanges like Crypto.com. Now, Soul Strategies is quickly but also very quietly becoming one of the largest and most trusted validators for the Solana ecosystem. And not many people have even heard of them. Now, why do we care about Soul Strategies being a selected validator for these big funds? Simple. More staked SOL on Soul Strategies validators means more revenue for Soul Strategies. And more revenue means more SOL to stake. And so on and so forth. And this compounds because all of the SOL that Soul Strategies makes from their validators is immediately reinvested and staked, creating this perpetual SOL revenue growth machine. Now, investors in this stock gain indirect SOL exposure via the stock, which is ideal for traditional investors trying to avoid, using wallets or directly owning crypto. And some people, such as myself, would call Soul Strategies a leveraged Solana stock investment because the company is still in its infancy. I mean, it's only holding an $80 million market cap as of today and delegating like 3 million SOL already. When I first started investing in Soul Strategies back in June or July of this year, Soul Strategies had approximately 5,600 wallets staking SOL with their validators. Today, not even 6 months later, they have almost quadrupled the wallets delegated to their validators at 20,900 wallets. And this is before the VanEck SOL ETF and true scaling of Solana Mobile, which is currently their biggest staking concentration. They're currently yielding approximately 200 to 220 SOL per epoch, so a 2-day period. So that's about 105 Solana per day, which at current prices of 160 USD per SOL comes out to about $16,800 per day in yield for the company. And as of the current moment, Soul Strategies holds 516,000 SOL in their treasury, which continues to grow exponentially every day. Now take all of this fundamental company growth in and understand that price has gone nowhere but further down. Again, nothing drives market narrative like price action. So when sentiment is at an all-time low, you know what to do. So if we look at the current chart of Soul Strategies, as you can see, it's been getting decimated in the time that Solana has retraced its most recent run-up in 2024. So currently, STKE sits at just over $3 a share. and just back to all-time highs where they had a smaller sole treasury and less influential partnerships, we have an 11x in price gain. I personally think we'll climb higher on this next leg up as Solana breaks all-time highs and returns multiples of its current price. I've talked about it in a recent video. So that means, if all goes well, Sol Strategies will be more than an 11x from here. Hard to believe now, but remember, when things start to move in crypto, they move at a blistering pace. You will not catch this once it starts moving. I mean, just look at some of the altcoins this past week. Filecoin, for example, a smaller portfolio holding of mine, went up 120% in less than 48 hours. So you got to invest in assets like these before the froth shows up in the market and makes you FOMO in near the top. You got to learn to deploy capital when sentiment is at an all-time low for these types of assets, and when the stock is beat down well past where it should be. And remember, nothing changes market sentiment like price, which makes it a great counter trend indicator. So remember, while being a promising company, Sol Strategies is early and it is volatile, and therefore it can be seen as a high-risk investment. For sure, I get that. Sol Strategies managed to make like a 1,400% gain in a year and then gave back like 80% of that in the last few months. I mean, overall, Sol Strategies is a great risk to reward ratio at current prices of $3 a share, but you have to be really risk tolerant to hold this through the ups and downs because they are massive. Now, Sol Strategies currently makes up about 5% of my entire investing portfolio. It's big enough that when it starts to wake up and starts moving, it will no longer be an insignificant portion of my overall portfolio. Now, if you've stuck around this long, go ahead and catch another one of my videos right over here, or check out my channel over here, where you can take a look at all the other content I have to offer about investing and my personal investing journey. Now, that's all for me today. I'm Patrick with Apex Wealth Collective. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.